All right. Hello, lovely viewers, and welcome to another episode of Must Be Free TV. I am Victor, one of your hosts.
I hate you. I hate you so much. What the fuck was this?
And
Um, uh,
why don't you introduce yourself,
God,
good sir?
I am physically recovering. What the fuck?
hmm hmm
Um, my name is. Wait. Good lord. Okay. Fuck.
It's understandable if you need time to recover after this experience.
God. uh, I, my name is Martin. Um, if you might notice that my voice has a little bit more of a southern tinge today,
hmm
and that's because I'm upset. Because I don't understand how it's possible. Uh, but I just like, what, 20 minutes ago finished watching the episode for today, and I I actually feel ill. So,
This
um,
has given you psychic damage, it sounds like.
oof. Oof. Ooh, Mewtwo wishes. Oh my god. Okay, but go ahead. Go ahead for oof. Ooh.
So, as Martin may have hinted at, this week we watched an episode of The Weird Al Show, starring Mr. Weird Al Yankovic himself. We watched season 1, episode 10, entitled "He Ain't Heavy, He's My Hamster," which is not related to anything. That's just the episode
No,
title.
no, 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 and I'll tell you something else. I take back everything I said about the Abbott and Costello show. I take back every single thing I said. Because I said that show was about nothing.
hmm
And, you know, you don't appreciate what you had until it's gone.
hmm hmm
And, like, at least Abbott and Costello had a whisper, a whimper, if you will, of structure.
Uh-huh. Of plot,
Um,
of structure.
Al was working with like craft glue and a
Yes.
paperclip.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't. That was the thing. That was something that made it onto TV, CBS apparently.
Mhm.
Um, but God, I think I got the vapors. What the fuck?
Yep. It
um,
sure sounds like it. Um,
that was a fucking thing. But I do understand why it happened that way, and I do not blame Mr. Al,
mhm.
Mr. Yankovic. I know it's not your fault, because I know you are a funny man. I know you are funny, but that show was not, and it's not your fault. I blame other people.
The
I blame
network.
other people because now this was pulled from Wikipedia, and as
Mhm.
everyone should understand, anyone can edit Wikipedia.
Right, right.
Now there are people that do some fact checking and vet before changes are approved,
Mhm.
but ultimately, anyone can submit an edit to a Wikipedia page.
Mhm. Mhm.
So take this with a little bit of a grain of seasoned salt.
Mhm.
Apparently, when this show was picked up by CBS, it was greenlit um, because the network was seeking a show to fill in its required educational slash informative block.
Oh, I didn't see that. Jesus Christ.
Which I guess in retrospect, I never attributed that to CBS.
Mm.
I never really attributed CBS to having a kids block,
Right,
period.
right.
Um, I didn't find out until like I think the year that their children's block got shut down, that they even had a children's network. Um, but they did. Um, I'm not sure if this was on it. This apparently ran in 1997
Mhm.
for a single season.
Yep.
This episode premiered on November 15th, 1997.
Mhm.
Um, but because of that educational informational bullshit requirement, as you can imagine, for Weird Al Yankovic.
Yes.
Is it Yankovic or Yankovic?
I think it's Yankovic, but I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll say Yankovic, because I think growing up I kept calling him Yankovic, and no one corrected me.
Okay.
That could just be because no one cares. It could also be because no one else knows either.
No one else knew.
But I respect your name, Yankovic. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Wait. No.
Educational block.
Fuck, what did this shit do to me?
Brain. Educational block on CBS.
Yes. So, as you can imagine, if you're familiar with Mr. Yankovic's comedy, requiring it to be child appropriate programming was difficult.
Oh my God.
It was difficult because, most of Weird Al Yankovic stuff, I think, honestly, is pretty, it's all right to show the kids, but he does have some stuff that's like,
Little push in the
you should have
boundaries
at
of it.
least, you should have at least, hit puberty beforehand.
Yeah.
Maybe a few times. Yeah, as you can imagine, that'd be difficult to fit Yankovic's comedy in there. That would be like if someone were to, I don't know, try to turn Friday the 13th into a Saturday morning cartoon for 3-year-olds.
For example, yes.
Actually, no, even better. A weekday morning cartoon on Nick Jr.
Yes. It's just the format.
Could it be done? With enough willpower and poor decisions? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Right.
Should it be done?
Perhaps not.
Correct answer. So yeah, those are the conditions under which this show was made. I hope they enjoyed it.
That explains a few things to me, actually. I did see the part where it was supposed to be a kid show, and I saw the part where it was intended to be something more like Pee-wee's Playhouse, which I can see the influence, right?
Okay, here's the other thing. I know I watched Pee-wee's Playhouse. I remember shit all about it.
Absolutely.
The last thing I remember about it is that it was running on like Spike TV. So wait, was that show for kids or not?
I feel like it was, because I feel like I remember watching it at below age 10 and it being like weird but chill. Whereas this, I feel like it has a Pee-wee's Playhouse like maybe like framing, and then it's the most unhinged thing you can put on top of that, I think.
I'm not convinced there were any hinges
introduced
in the beginning.
Not.
I don't think they even started with a hinge.
There is no hinge in the show to be seen at all. Oh my God.
And I guess we'll get to this later, but I ain't even convinced there was a script. I think they had people on set and they said, do
whatever
something. And we gonna make it work. And did they succeed? My failing bodily functions say no.
See, I actually have kind of the opposite.
Of course you're a fan. Of course you're a fan.
I was delighted by how unhinged everything here was. But I think before we get into that, I will ask you first, Martin, what is your history with Mr. Weird Al Yankovic and his assorted media empire? I don't know if I would call it that. His media output.
I call it an empire.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of is, right? Yeah.
I mean, it looks like an evil nun's nightmare, but an empire is an empire.
Yes.
So Weird Al Yankovic has been a part of my life involuntarily since as far back as I can remember. Mostly through his musical parodies, which I would argue is what he's mainly known for.
Yes.
But he's also an actor and arguably a comedian. No, he is a comedian.
Yeah.
Musical comedian.
Yes.
But I will say I've never been a person who seeks out his work.
Okay.
Um, I more so happen upon it,
Hmm.
or it is thrust upon me by uh, people who wouldn't dare to be funny, so they use someone else as a proxy.
Like
Um,
today. Go on.
um, yeah, I I appreciate the man's work. The
Hmm.
man is talented. He knows what he's doing. He is
Hmm.
funny. He is
Hmm.
funny. I will say some of those parodies have not aged well, but
Mm-mm.
that is the way of comedy. Most of
Yes.
that shit will age like sour milk.
Hmm.
Um, but uh, yeah, yeah. It's my exposure has been mostly by happenstance,
Okay.
but those stances have happened very frequently.
Okay. Do you have a particular parody in mind, or like a particular kind of era that you're thinking of when you ran across these more?
Here's the thing: I can't remember the name of the actual song.
Okay, okay.
All I know is that it was a parody that appeared in the government class I took before my senior year of high school at a community college. So it has something to do with that, or economics. Or was it economics? No, it was economics.
Was
Yeah,
it
something to do with economics, and I feel like it was a Backstreet Boys parody.
um oh my god.
I want it something way.
Oh, what would this be? Am I enough of a Weird
I
Al fan?
want it.
I bought it on eBay?
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
Yes.
I bought it on eBay. I bought it on
eBay.
eBay. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's the one.
Okay.
That is that. That one is fun.
Hmm.
Because he played that in class, and then I did play that on loop for a while
Nice.
afterwards.
Nice. Very
It
nice.
kind of hits. It
That's
kind of hits.
that one's real solid. Yep. Yep. Very nice. Uh
What about you?
yes. So I think I have also been familiar with Weird Al's work from a pretty young age. I would say around maybe like 7 or 8 is when like my dad is a big Weird Al fan, and so he bought some of like the albums, I think, and he was like, these are so funny. And like the thing about being an 8-year-old kid is you have no idea what any of the original songs are, but like the lyrics are
Mm,
kind of slapstick and silly enough that it's like, like these songs are kind of funny on their own, even if you don't know what the original parody is. And I think as like maybe age like 8 to 11, this was like squarely in like the I will enjoy this because it's like kind of silly and weird, in ways that really
sure,
worked for
sure.
me. And so yeah, so my dad was a fan, like showed me a bunch of stuff there. He was like, these are Michael Jackson songs. I was like, I don't know the original Michael Jackson songs. So like this is like my first exposure to Michael Jackson songs are the Weird Al versions, which
Wait.
is a crime against culture for sure. Yes.
Wait. How did you manage to avoid
Like bad and beat it. Like
bad, beat it, remember the
um
time?
yeah, it's just the Weird Al versions first. It's like, this is
Okay, you know what? Sure,
it is a
sure.
crime against culture 100%.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
like, oh, we like the Weird Al, let's watch the originals afterwards. Just wild. But yes, so I believe the first album um that we had, an album that I remember us having in the house was it's called Running with Scissors. Um and it is like
Okay.
a, I think, a 1999 album, I think. Yeah, I looked it up. 1999. Um
Hmm.
and so that's kind of a sweet spot. It has a bunch of, so I definitely imprinted pretty heavily on that album, um which includes, among other things, actually the opening to the Weird Al show. So like I actually was familiar with the opening uh theme song from playing this album on repeat like
Huh.
hundreds of
Okay.
times. So yes.
So the intro music wasn't made for the show. It
uh
was
i
already
I
pre-existing.
think it was made for the show, and then he just released it on an album. Is my guess. I don't actually know the story for that, but that's kind of the
Oh,
sense I get.
okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I see. I see
but
that.
yeah, so like that, that is sort of the era where I started listening to Weird Al. And like, yeah, I think every now and then there would be like a new parody. I'm thinking of the like Lady Gaga Perform This Way parody, which is one of the most unhinged music videos I have ever seen.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's really something, and I will warn you to, I don't know.
Uh huh.
So it has Weird Al's face, um,
Uh huh.
computer generated onto somebody else's body for most
Oh,
of the
Jesus. What?
most of the song. It is
Okay.
wild. And that's all I'll
So, you
tell
know
you
what?
before you
Go.
can just go see
I.
it and experience it for yourself. It is very unhinged. Apparently, Lady Gaga really enjoyed it. It is
I mean, good for her.
wild,
That's wonderful
right?
when you make fun of somebody and they find it funny.
Yes, I
Because when they don't find it funny, then maybe you get hit,
right, right,
and but then you can turn that into like a media opportunity,
exactly,
and then spin that into like a collaboration when y'all make up,
right.
and then you kiss, and then you fuck, and then you make like a porno or some shit, and then you sell that for like $5. Because who the fuck's buying porn?
Of Lady Gaga and Weird Al.
Actually,
I'm sure somewhere out there somebody has written this.
yeah. I mean, now that I think about it, that is a very very niche combination of fetishes. Um, And as we know, the more niche your porn is, the more money people are willing to shell out for it.
Exactly. So you know what? I feel like this is it. But no, apparently, right, this is the era where it's like it is an honor to be parodied by Weird Al, right? Like a cultural touchstone for sure.
I would love that. If I get to a point in my voiceover career where Mr. Al is still alive, or they figured out how to resurrect
Hmm.
ghosts or some shit,
Hmm.
um, if one of my characters could be parodied by him, I would love that so much, and it would justify me in sending threat letters to his house.
You can notice
I
you.
call that creative writing.
Right. Oh my god. Okay, so yes, I had never seen any episodes of this show though beforehand, so I did not know the show existed um, until maybe a few years later after it went off the air, and I had never seen any episodes until I watched it for this show. Um, but yeah, so familiar with his work, but not the show is my stance there.
Uh
I
huh.
did memorize his 11.5 minute Albuquerque song. Um,
You memorized the entire 11-minute song?
Yes, that and then I took this to summer camp expecting to be just
Victor.
the funniest
Victor, you
person there
fucking
to show
loser.
off.
What?
This is exactly Victor age 11 vibes, you know? Like,
Victor,
am I
Victor,
wrong?
no.
Am I wrong
Vi-
in any way? I have a
Victor, no.
distinct
Look.
memory of trying to be cool by reciting all
Oh,
11 minutes of Albuquerque to another kid while we were walking around.
but wait, what? What kind of camp was it?
It was it was a camp where you would take condensed college courses or like educational courses for 3 weeks at a local university.
Uh,
It was called CTY, the Center for Talented Youth. Um,
that sounds like a cult.
you had to get a good PSAT score, I think, to or like maybe just SAT score to get into this camp. Um, it was fun. We stayed in the dorms. There was like you did classes for maybe like 6 or 7 hours a day, and then you just like did kind of camp stuff. It's pretty chill, very nerdy, super nerdy.
Victor, I I think you would be very good at teaching a class on how to repel the possibility of friendship. Cause I think, you know, reciting a 11-minute parody
Uh
song
huh.
with the sincerity of an 11-year-old whose concept of cool still lies somewhere between, let's say, Auto Rocket from Rocket Power
Hmm.
and a used roll of toilet paper. I think that you could succeed very well at that. And
Thank you.
we live in a time where, you know, a lot of men claim to be lonely,
Hmm.
but continue to act in a way that further drives them into solitude.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think, why not start a grift, start a class that says, hey, I can teach you boys how to be alone.
How to really be alone.
I can make sure that nobody wants to talk to you. Not other men, not women, none of these non-binary people, not your parents, not your loved ones, not God, nobody.
So you have dislodged another piece of this memory from my brain, which is that
Jesus.
at one of these summer camps, we were doing an icebreaker to introduce everybody to each other for the very first time, and we go around the room and ask, "What is your favorite music that you listen to?" And
No, Victor,
when
no.
when they got to me, can you guess what I said? The answer will be worse than anything you guess.
Okay, so we've established that your taste is shit.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm gonna guess a fifth grader's cover of the TMNT theme song.
You know, honestly, that would have been better than what I said, which was actually that, oh, I don't know, I don't listen to popular music, but you know what? I play piano, so maybe it's Beethoven or Bach. And then we just moved on from me because there was no reason for that to take as long as it did.
Victor, you have a husband. How the fuck did that happen?
Just the most intense glow up you could ever imagine. Oh my god, if anybody, there's a few folks who know me from that age, and they will tell you that it's been such a glow up since then, like you would not believe. Oh my god.
Let's bring him on as a guest.
Yeah. True.
Okay, but enough about you and your horrible problems. Let let's talk about Weird Al and his horrible problems.
Yes, let's talk about this episode. So, as I mentioned, yes, this opening is a song that I think Weird Al wrote explicitly for the show. Um, so it's a very unhinged opening. It is supposed to be like the story of the show, but it's mostly just rambling, and it's kind of like a
Oh, is
folk
it?
ballad. It also has these bouncy spring kind of like boing sound effects in it, which I also love. But again, this was on the album, so I just imprinted on it. Um, and it has lyrics like, in the very next year, he met a dental hygienist with a spatula tattooed on her arm, but he didn't keep in touch and he lost her number. Then he got himself a job on a tater tot farm. This is from memory, to show you how much this is ingrained into my brain. But it's like just kind of
My immune
nonsense.
system is shutting down.
So while this happens, there's like kind of a mix of some of it's like cartoon animated, some of it's like it's very like kind of slapstick, Looney Tunes animation. It's a mix of like kind of Jimmy Neutron era computer animation, but like slightly worse than Jimmy Neutron. It's like kind of blocky and the movements are weird. There's a little bit of like claymation. All of it, the claymation especially, is like a kind of on the horrifying end, with like sort of distorted features there. Um,
It's very MTV. It's
Oh,
very
okay.
MTV.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, you're right. Okay, like AMTV 1999. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, very much of that time. But yeah, it's the Weird Al show, which he ostensibly got after he rescued the producer from a bear trap in the woods. Um, but as these things go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there is the opening.
Sure.
Um, so then we cut to a title card, and this makes sense what you were talking about it being educational, because the title card just says, "Today's lesson is a true friend is someone who helps you believe in yourself and achieve your goals." But like it's said in Weird Al's voice, so I can't tell if he's making fun of it or not, which is like a little sketchy. But yeah, um, yeah,
I think he is.
yes,
Because if we were to watch this episode and take a lesson away from it, it seems to be neg and yell and insult your friend until they do what you want.
yes. There's a lot of very unhinged yelling by Mr. Weird Al.
So I'd say this is a lie. If they were being sincere about it, uh, somebody needs to get sued.
Yeah, this is not actually educational for kids. Like no part of this is actually trying to impart facts to children. Um,
Absolutely not.
no, but it is. I feel like it is for a particular like child. Like I think if I had seen the show as a kid, and even now, I did laugh out loud, and so I think this hits a particular niche of humor that is like very specific. Um, but like, and I don't know, like I feel like maybe it's like okay, I have not seen very much SpongeBob, but like SpongeBob is kind of unhinged in some ways that kind of feel
Yeah,
like the energy
yeah,
here.
yeah. It's very absurd. It's
Oh
very
yeah,
absurd.
absurd I think is a good word for it. Yeah. Um, well, speaking of absurdity, we cut as the opening shot after the title card to this really terrifying looking lizard claymation thing with like bulging eyeballs.
Uh huh.
And then we're sort of in like Weird Al's lair is I think the best word for this. Where it's like sort of the show's set. So right, I guess it's supposed to be kind of like a Pee-wee's Playhouse. Like, look, we're in this room with all sorts of fun stuff around,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I now that you say that, I do see it.
right? And it's like because it's like it has a bunch of like weird statue things, and there's like video game cabinets, and like the walls are kind of like this horrifying like green, like puke green kind of like lumpy thing. It is, it's like very very bizarre, but like I think it's supposed to be like, oh wow, there's so many like kind of fun things to like touch and kind of like interact with, I guess. Um
Yeah, I'd say it's very geek sex dungeon core.
yes, yes, there's
Um,
definitely, you definitely get the sense that like some of the items in here are maybe dangerous and like not for children and like
oh
weird
yeah,
and
no, no, no,
scary.
no, 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 not 18 plus. No. Actually, no. What I mean is everything in this room is 18 plus.
Yeah.
I am not convinced that there isn't an inch of that room that does not have semen on it.
Yep.
I am absolutely sure if you were to
That
turn on a black light, it would look like a pie fight happened in there.
that is the vibe. It is, that's I hate that for us. Jesus Christ. Um but yeah, no, I think it's definitely like a mad, it's not mad scientist, but it's like someone super unhinged lives here.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
vibe for sure. Um so like we cut to Al yelling, as you mentioned, Martin, yelling at the hamster, Harvey the hamster, trash talking him, playing air hockey against him. Um
Uh huh.
and I think this is a shot where like we switch Harvey out from being like just a stuffed animal hamster and a real hamster while you're like hitting an air hockey puck at the hamster
I
in ways
think
that are
you
very
know. I
obvious.
actually think they're both real. I just think one of them is
Oh,
taxidermied. I don't
oh
know if
god.
it's
Okay,
stuffed.
I wasn't sure if it was right because I was like, that looks like a taxidermy hamster, which is
Like I have no proof of that, but it just looked a little too believable.
it
Like,
did.
cause I'm like, y'all had the budget for that. I don't buy
It
that. I don't
it
buy that one
did.
bit. That
It looked
but at the same
taxidermied,
time,
and
like
that's
Weird Al
horrible.
would like absolutely just bring that shit from home.
Yes, there's
So like
100% chance that like if he wanted a
who
taxidermied
knows?
hamster, there could
Who
have
fucking
been.
knows? But yeah, like
Wild.
on some shots it really is just smacking this plastic disc at this real hamster.
Yep.
And like how the fuck y'all get away with this? But actually, I
It's
don't know. In the 90s, if like
yeah.
the rules against animal cruelty in movies
Yep.
was or TV shows was in place.
Yep. Oh my god. But like, and I feel like that's very much the vibe of this show too, which is like weird and like kind of horrifying in some ways. Um but yes. So he's playing air hockey with Harvey the hamster. But he's wondering if Harvey has something on his mind. And but he notices the audience. This is a very like fourth wall show, right? Like where Al is talking to the camera like a lot.
Uh
Um
huh.
and so he takes a brief interlude to sing the Harvey the Wonder Hamster theme song, which is a sing along with bouncing with a bouncing ball on the words. I did not write
Sure.
down the lyrics to the Harvey the Wonder Hamster theme song, but like it's not bad and it's like a proper piece of music because it's Weird Al.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
like
I agree.
it's good, yeah. But yeah, so we take a minute for that. Um, but we find out that Harvey has been acting kind of weird since he agreed to do a death-defying stunt on today's show. But Al is yelling at this hamster that he's ruining my show, which is insane to watch this man yell at the hamster like this. But this is the very unhinged energy, I think, already manifesting in this show. Uh, but this is very like, and this is very like kind of variety show where we just cut to little kind of nonsense things. And you're right, this is not what there is not what I would call structure. I never know when we're going to advance the plot or have a segment of the show ever. Like it's just very unstructured um in this episode, which is crazy. um, but yeah, so then we cut to this guy who comes out from behind a beaded curtain in the background to talk to Al, holding a bowling ball.
Uh-huh.
And this is Dweezil Zappa, who I did not know who this was at the time. Also, this dude can get it. He has his top shirt button open with
Wow.
a bunch of chest hair and
Yeah, I
like some
mean, okay, so we
crazy.
saw the same shit. So we
Yeah.
saw the same
Oh
shit.
my god. Um,
So to be clear, this man, his character in the show is named Dweezil Zappa. That is his real name.
yes.
He is the son of Frank Zappa,
Yes, he is.
legendary guitarist, composer. I think he also directed some films.
Mhm.
Uh,
Oh my
good
god.
goodness.
This
But yeah,
man.
absolutely, that man could get it.
Oh,
Looks like a greaser that took a bath.
yes. Oh my god. So yes, so in the world of the show, Dweezil Zappa appears to be working as kind of a like intern, I guess, or something for Weird Al. So he's just finished polishing his bowling ball collection, and he really wants some of Al's chocolate lasagna. But he's not done with his chores yet. So Al sort of yells at him to go do that. And then he kind of gives Al this crazy death glare while like the accordion music of Doom plays in the background, which is um, really, really like on brand, I think, for this show. To have the accordion music of Doom, I guess, because I don't remember the exact history of this, but like the accordion is Weird Al's like kind of signature instrument, I think. Um,
Sure,
like I know
sure.
he has a bunch of like accordion mixes in a bunch of his albums where it's like just sort of medleys of songs played on the accordion, um, which is truly a vibe. My God.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the hair of a man that picks the accordion as his main instrument.
Dear Lord. Oh, you're not wrong. But yes. So
That is not a guy who picks the flute.
no, he will choose the accordion. Oh my god. But yes, that is Dweezil Zappa's first appearance, but not the last, in this episode. So, okay, so then we cut to Al saying like, I know a lot of you like to channel hop and channel surf, and I don't want you to feel like you're missing out by watching the show, so I'll just show you what's on some of these other channels. And so we cut to this sort of like clip show sequence of like quote unquote what is on the other channels, where he sits down in this chair that is covered in eyeballs, and then this
Uh
TV
huh.
show is playing on an Accordion Wars arcade cabinet, which I
Yeah.
loved. Just the budget for this set is crazy, um, and I love it, but it's so unhinged. So okay, so um, we cut to this like series of like alternate TV shows, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
where it starts like as like a school like sitcom thing where it's like kids walking down a hallway next to a lockers, and then we there's this girl who's just dressed in like blue scales and like like fabric, and like she has a fish head, and the
Uh
kids are
huh.
like bullying her like haha like like you're so weird. And then it turns out we were watching Sabrina the Teenage Fish, which I appreciated a lot and was just so like what the ever loving hell. Like, why are we, where does this come from? Um,
Was there? No, no, there wasn't a script writer. What am I talking about?
no, I think like this is just bits cobbled together. Because the next one we get is this guy playing guitar, and then like another hand just comes out from under his armpit and just plays a third hand on the guitar. Um,
Sure, sure, absolutely, go
right?
for it. Who cares?
Why not? And then it's like a news report where like Al is reporting that Al is dressed as a news reporter and he's saying a chicken is running for mayor of Chicago. Um, we cut to a fake commercial where like two women are at a restaurant trying to take an order, and it's like the waiter just says like, "Can I take your order?" And it's like, "Oh," and then it's like secretly a shampoo commercial where it's like, "Wow, like men will just be so attracted to you with our shampoo that makes men ask if they can take your order." Um,
Okay, wait.
uh-huh.
Okay, so like the concept behind this shampoo
Uh-huh.
is that you're gonna put it on, you're gonna repeat, wash, repeat. If you're feeling real fasty, you do it again.
Mhm.
You go out with friends, and, to pick up some dick.
Mhm.
And
As you do.
as I do on a daily, on an hourly basis, if I'm being honest,
Mhm.
you hit up your local Arby's. You sit down, because this is one of those special Arby's with waiters.
Mhm.
Waiter comes over. He says, like a fucking creep. And,
Uh-huh.
can I take your order? And then she turns around and goes, yes, you can. Do you have fried cock?
Mhm. That is the energy.
Yeah. And then she starts cum guzzling like a hose.
Very, very thirsty.
And this was made for children.
Right? It's such a thirsty commercial. Um, like not not educational, not for kids. Like just just unclear what was happening here.
I mean, okay. I'm saying all this shit. A lot of this shit would pop up on like Animaniacs.
Yeah.
But I will give the Animaniacs credit and say the writers would have do a bit more to make it fit into like some kind of plot as
Yes.
opposed to just like we're cutting
This is
away to
just
do
here
this
now.
because someone had an idea, so we're putting it in.
Exactly. There is no coherence on any of the bits in this episode at all.
Love, love.
Oh my god. Yep. But we still have more TV segments because then we get like a 2 or 3 minute mini music video, like song, um, which is about like something living in his fridge,
Uh
um,
huh.
like with like leftovers, and we get this like gross practical effect of like a bowl full of mold just kind of like breathing up and down, um, like pulsating up and down like it's breathing. It's very gross, but it's like a legit little Weird Al like song in the middle of the show
Mm-hmm.
that I did not
Yeah.
recognize. But yeah, so we get like a little music break, and a music video, which is crazy that they got the budget to produce that. Um, and then at last we cut back to Sabrina the Teenage Fish winning a medal for being the state swimming champion. And we get closure on the story that I did not know we needed, but it turns out she is the
Is
hero
that
all
what you
along.
call closure?
Yes. Maybe what's the comedy term? Like callback, the thing, something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
But
Yeah. I think
yeah,
a callback's fair. Because I wouldn't call that closure.
no, there's no closure.
Like closure is meeting back up with that bitch fourth grade teacher you had,
Right.
and it turns out that she has cancer of the eyeball,
That's
and then you
closure.
feel vindicated
Oh
for
my
telling her to
god.
fuck off when she gave you a B on that math test when you know you got that question right. Math
Mhm.
is a yes or no, you got it right or you got it wrong kind of
Mhm.
fucking
And you
shit.
know you
You
got it
do not
right.
tell me, you do not tell me that 20 divided by 5 may be 4.
But yes, we have a callback. We have closure. Um so that's the TV segment, which was very unhinged. Then we cut to there's a visitor at the door, which like I guess the door is like kind of a bunker elevator kind of thing, which is like seal. It's like two-way sealed from the outside or something
I
like that,
guess.
which is wild. Um, but this is Dr. Philip, the door-to-door pet psychologist. This dude has like this crazy looking bob wig thing. He has this like crazy skinny coat thing. Um, and this is great because Al's been having some problems with the hamster. Um, and these jokes are very silly. Um, but like Al points out that they're on TV and he's like, "Look," and the doctor like looks at the camera, says, "Hi mom. Oh, I'm sorry. The cameraman looks just like my mother." Which is a very unhinged joke and I was not expecting that and I thought that was very good. Um, but yes, oh my god. So they have the option to offer hamster therapy where um it'll take a while to train him to sit in the chair or you can duct tape him to the chair. Um
Uh-huh.
and then they show him in a Rorschach ink blot that looks just like a hawk, where Harvey's eyes are made to like kind of bulge with like fear and this kind of like very computer graphic. Maybe MTV is exactly the right vibe kind of
Yeah.
animation
Yeah.
thing. Um, but then he ends the session by grabbing the hamster, which I assume is the taxidermied hamster at this point, and then just shaking it, and yelling at it, saying, "I'll give you something to be nervous about." And that at which point Al sort of like shoves him out the door. Yeah.
Now, at this point, I was not sure if they had time to swap the hamster for the taxidermy thing. Uh,
So maybe they're
because
just
I 100% believe
grabbing
they
a
would
real
shake a
live.
hamster. I 100% believe they would. I hope it wasn't, because I would have been cruel. But animal cruelty is the lesson of the day.
Right. Like I feel like there were some animal cruelty protections by 1999, right? But like maybe even just a little. I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh my god.
Like, you're not allowed to put the hamster up your butt.
Right.
You can
Right.
shake it around a little bit, roll and roll.
Right. Oh my god. But yes, so exit Dr. Philip, the hamster psychologist. Um dear lord. But yeah, now it's time for just right no structure. Now it's time for Al's mailbag, which gets a little fanfare. He pulls a rope hanging from the ceiling and a bunch of letters just fall from the ceiling and just make a mess all over like the desk and the floor. um Very unhinged. And the first
Mm-hmm.
envelope that Al opens is just full of beef stew which just pours onto the desk, which is
You know what?
so unhinged.
Like, no, wait, that don't make no sense. How the fuck did that not soak through the package?
You know, I was wondering that too. Maybe it's just waterproof on the inside. um but it is crazy. Like,
I don't look. Oof. Oof. All right. Just now. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. My body hurting again. Go ahead.
right. This is the part where we're just doing things. There is no plan per se. um Then he pulls a bunch of money out of another envelope because you may have already won $10 million. And I think this is like this strikes me as very much like a lot of the show is for the parents, but like no kids
Yeah.
are understanding anything about what's happening in the show anyway, right? Because it's like this is the mail scam thing where it's like you may have already been a winner, but like they just said money in this version. Um, but then we cut to the Yoko Ono alarm where it's time to go to the commercial and it's like I guess like the kind of throat singing kind of like bleating goat bleating
It was a
sound.
goat. That
Okay.
shit was a goat.
Yeah, okay.
That was
Yeah.
some rude shit.
Just
Now,
like
was he incorrect? Who's to say?
right. I did watch this like long YouTube documentary about how Yoko Ono is does not deserve her reputation, which I really liked, but like, you know, it's 1999, so we're still going to do the thing.
I
Um
mean, yeah. I don't. I don't expect that people of that time cared to learn
mhm.
about a woman's history.
Right?
So
Yep.
no, I don't think that she deserved the shit that she did, or
Mhm.
no, not the shit she did, but the shit that people would put on her, because
Mhm.
people just looked at her and said, "Ooh, you weird,"
Yep. And
and just
that's
left it
enough to
at
make fun
that.
of her. Yep.
Yeah, and that's just enough to just say that your entire life is a joke. And
Right.
that is some fucked up nonsense.
That is fucked up. But yes, so that is a quick joke here, unfortunately. But then we cut to a oh sorry, we also get a voiceover narration where it's something like, "Uh-oh, looks like Al's forgotten all about his hamster's needs." And I looked this up to see if any of the people who appeared in this episode were anybody, and I think this is Billy West,
That is
um,
correct.
which
That
is
is Billy
crazy
West.
that he was just in a bunch of these too. Like,
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Billy West is a voice actor and I think also a musician.
mm,
Um, but he's done so much shit. He was the voice of Bugs Bunny in the original Space Jam
oh
movie,
my god.
the good one. I am so sorry, LeBron. You are not an actor, and that's okay. You were so good at the ball shit. Keep doing that.
Mhm.
Unless you retired. I don't watch basketball. Is he retired?
I don't know either, actually. This isn't a basketball podcast.
LeBron, you were tall. You won. Congrats. Um,
Mhm.
he was also Doug in Doug.
Oh my
He
god.
was Fry and a bunch of other characters in Futurama.
Mhm.
He's the Red M&M.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Um, and I don't think he is anymore, but he used to be the mascot for Honey Nut Cheerios. What's that guy's name? Buzz?
I think so?
Okay. Yeah. He used to be him. Um,
Damn.
but yeah, he's done a ton of shit. Apparently, he was also Shaggy Rogers at some point.
Shaggy Rogers from
Scooby Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Oh, okay. The Shaggy. Okay. Wow, damn. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out which version of Scooby Doo,
Right.
but apparently he was.
Okay. Nice. Nice. But yes, so Billy West is just in here narrating the show. And that,
Yep.
I guess, kind of gives it a kid show structure, quote unquote, except like none of the things that anybody's saying is like educational or like helps kids understand what's happening or like anything, right? So like it's just kind of there.
Yeah, this feels like a kid show that is apathetic about the kids it was supposedly made for.
I agree. Yes. Like they do not care about making it a kid show. Even though the format is roughly Pee-wee's Playhouse. They're just like, but what if we just did whatever we wanted? Um,
Right.
then we cut to a commercial, and this is another fake commercial, I guess.
Yes,
That we get.
and one of the only things that actually made me laugh.
Okay. This was super unhinged. Okay, Barton, would you like to describe the commercial here?
Sure. So we're being presented with a gym and a man who I will describe as uh, a Red Ranger knockoff looking motherfucker,
Mm-hmm.
and he's pumping, he's working out, he's
Mm-hmm.
doing the things that sweaty people do,
Mm-hmm.
and our announcer, he's giving the sports commercial spiel. It's like,
Yes.
you gonna face your challenger, you gonna defeat your opponent, you gonna face the day ahead. But then he makes a little shift, makes a little tiny turn, a little
Mm-hmm.
comedic turn, one might
Mm-hmm.
say, where he starts uh, really laying it on this man
Yes.
about how much of a fucking loser he is.
Yes.
You ain't gonna win. Why you even trying? You should just fucking stop. You should
Mm-hmm.
go home. You ugly. You ain't got no friends. You ain't got no bitches. You probably don't even got no money. What you
Yep.
doing here at the gym? You can afford it? No, you can't. Your Red Ranger looking ass. And then the commercial eventually ends with hold on, what was it? What was it called?
It's called
Sports shoe.
Yes.
Sports shoe. You don't deserve to wear 'em.
Incredible.
And you know what? You know what?
Uh-huh.
If you gonna quit after just that amount of abuse,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you don't. Now, I'm not saying that people who commit this kind of verbal or mental abuse against anyone is just a right. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is, for this one particular man,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny when he gets hurt.
He's just being negged um, by the announcer in his own commercial.
A master class in negging,
Oh my
motherfucker.
god.
Abso-fucking-lutely. I
Crazy.
love it when an insult hits the soul
Oh my god.
because no one knows how to fix that. And that's the best part. That is unrecoverable damage.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, just imagine in your mind space, real quick,
Mm-hmm.
if someone were to stab you with a knife and you can't get it out. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not because you're missing arms and legs, it's because it's been lodged so deep in a
Mm.
part of your body that it cannot be found by any kind of human means. I mean, honestly, it'd be like Satan trying to find Waldo in your body, which, I mean, who knows? Maybe he's really good at that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be really hard.
Right.
And I like that. I like permanent damage.
Just permanent psychic damage.
Permanent, critical, everlasting. Hopefully, it passes on to the next generation.
Right.
They just wake up one day at 2 months old and can't stop crying for some reason.
Oh my god.
And it's not because they want food or water or they want to see their mommy. It's because they dad is a fucking loser who ain't worthy of wearing some fucking shoes.
Right. He's not worth it. He doesn't deserve to wear these shoes.
Absolutely. In short, I found it funny.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. God. Very good. So yes, I think this is where um I think this is where I got some Pluto TV commercials right after that. And it kind of mixed into those pretty well because like commercials these days are kind of unhinged too, so that was bizarre. Um, but anyway, yes, that was our commercial break. So we go back to the show. We cut in on the hamster setup, and specifically a really horrifying part of the hamster setup where it's like kind of a kid's face, but like there's gigantic holes cut out in the eyes that show like the hamster tube running behind them, which was like through the ears behind the eyes is a hamster tube of like this cutout face. It's so upsetting. Um, as like just a piece of art or like construction, it's wild. Um, but yes, like because we're at the section of the show where Harvey is supposedly ready to do his show, and they put this hamster in this little cape, which is very cute. And he is going to be supposedly breaking the world record for longest untethered hamster stunt free fall. Um, but then
They were trying to kill this hamster.
they sure are.
Oh wait, actually no. They did switch to the taxidermy one, so
They
it was
did.
already dead.
They
They
did.
couldn't feel it.
Well, but this at this point in the show, Harvey is not nervous about doing it, and he's kind of like saying he's not going to do it. Weird Al is yelling at him. He then this is sort of implied off camera, but then he like pees on Weird Al, but there's like a spray bottle that squirts him in the face while this like the fart sound plays. And then he goes and hides in his house.
Oh, was that piss?
I assumed so, but like, do you think it was water in the in universe?
No. What did I write down in my notes? Oh, heavy, wet, moist, liquid farts.
Okay. It made a fart sound. It was a
Yeah,
fart
that's
sound.
why I thought it was a fart. Like
Yep.
it was the mix. It was like he was pissing from his asshole.
Right.
And
But it was
that's
clear.
a talent.
Yep.
I don't know
yep.
if that. Yeah, I don't know if that's natural for hamsters.
You know, I only assume because this is an educational show that it is, and this is what CBS was trying to teach children.
About hamster fluids?
Yes, about hamster fluids. Because God knows what else they were trying to teach children. Oh my God. Okay. Actually, in this next segment, that we cut to a brief call with JB Toppersmith, who is supposedly the producer. And I think this is played by Dr. Demento. I think.
Yes, that is Dr. Demento.
Okay, do you know more about who this is? I only briefly read in like some Wikipedia stuff.
Oh, I read the same Wikipedia stuff.
Okay.
But basically, and at least in connection to Weird Al, he's kind of the guy that helped really give him his start.
Yeah.
I think he produced Al's verse first EP.
Mhm.
Also, I mean, he was a huge advocate for seemingly novelty music,
Okay.
musical comedy, and he helped a lot of like comedy acts get their start.
Nice, nice. Like, I guess it sounded like he had a show that, like, was kind of a indie vibe kind of thing that but, that had, like, exposure and, like, people could get, like it had, like, reach that people could, like, be introduced to a broader audience with it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He had a radio. He was a radio host. I think the show actually had its last episode last year.
Oh my god, okay, wow.
I think October of last year.
Wow. So this has been running for
It's been
decades.
running for a long
Oh
time.
my god,
Um,
nice. Nice. That's legit.
but yeah, I'm assuming that the rest of these actors are like friends of Al.
That is my guess
Um,
too, yeah. That's very much the
cause
vibe.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. He's a comedian, and I find that that's usually the case when it comes to shows that
Mm,
are made by comedians.
mhm.
Is that they just kind of hide their friends, which I ain't mad at it.
Right,
They weren't getting hired for nothing else.
right. Go
Wait, hold on, that was mean.
That was
That
me.
was mean. Um, girl, y'all, it's the illness. It's whatever this show did to me. That's
It's
what's
the
causing
psychic
it.
damage. You know,
Um,
and if you have, like, a comedy team that works well together, that feels like like, you wanna use that as much as you can, right?
oh yeah, exactly. Like if you know this guy's this
Mhm.
this this person's work is good and they funny and you already know that you work well with them, great. Um, Also it helps if you know that they're an actor. Um,
Mhm.
because let me make it clear for some of y'all, because some of y'all don't understand this. Just because you funny does not mean you can act.
Damn.
I know it seems like it should go hand in hand, like
Mhm.
ham and cheese, if you're vegetarian, peanut butter and jelly.
Mhm.
Um, oh, speaking of which, my best friend reached out to me yesterday and let me know that someone told her that it is gay to mix peanut butter and jelly before putting it on the sandwich, on the bread.
The straights are at it again.
We're like they really whittling down everything they can do. Like I am looking forward. I am honestly looking forward to the day that someone said it is gay to let oxygen into your body. You
Mhm.
are letting oxygen penetrate your holes,
Right,
and that is only for homosexuals. And
right.
you know what? That's gonna be a funny day. That's gonna be the breaking point.
Yep.
Cause we gonna really see just how homophobic y'all are.
Mhm. Mhm. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know? Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. Any kind of liquids going inside you is gay. Cause
Mhm.
water is basically cum.
Mhm. Mhm.
That is not true.
It's
That
so
is not a
true.
fact. I made that shit up.
This is
But if
the
you haven't looked at the world lately, men are looking pretty stupid. I mean, that's not
Mhm.
new. But
But
in
especially now.
particular, in particular right now, men seem to buy anything
Mhm.
that makes them feel like the image of a man from a 1930s cigarette commercial.
Mhm. It's wild out there. And, speaking of health misinformation, on this call with Weird Al's essentially producer, Dr. Demento, aka JB Toppersmith, um, he is wondering what Harvey's doing, but if Harvey's not available right now, he has a better idea, which is a giant banana, and kids love bananas. He eats 30 to 40 bananas per day, and he tells us as a fact for the children that all the vitamins are in his skin and just sort of takes a banana and just bites into the top of it, not peeling it, kind of just like an apple, which is very unhinged to do. And one of the only science facts we run into on the show is that all of the vitamins for a banana are in the skin, which, like, I I don't like, this is bonkers to me that this is supposed to be educational when you can just do shit like that. It is very funny.
I
But what
oh look, so this was the exact moment when I realized, oh, this entire show is just improv.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because everything, the way that man, no, this is not a dig on Dr. Demento,
Oh my god.
because you are on a tragic ship right now that would make the Titanic blush. Like, it was just very clear with the way he was delivering his lines that none of that shit was prepared.
Oh my god.
Um, and I don't mean, and again, I don't mean that in an insulting way. It's just like when you can, when you can tell that something is improvised.
Mhm. Mhm.
um, he was playing the characters, so go off, sir.
Right.
But that was like my sound, like, oh, that's why none of this shit is connected.
Because this is all just improv bits stitched together.
People are just coming in at random parts of the scene,
Yep.
but they haven't been able to see the rest of the scene to have context. So
Right.
they just come in and just stop with whatever, and Al has to just go, yes, and.
Yep. Do you think it was improvised to bite the banana like that?
Absolutely.
Oh Jesus.
Absolutely. Well, I want to say I believe that someone from CBS on set would have said, absolutely do not do that.
You're right. You're right.
That is a health risk. You could choke, and then we'd be in trouble.
What an excellent point that none of this would have been ever approved by the network had they
No,
known.
no, no. By the time it was filmed, it was too late.
Yep.
And yeah, so it put me at ease a little bit. Where it's like,
Okay.
okay, there is no structure because there's barely a script.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus because improv is hard,
Mm-hmm.
and some people do it better. I think Al did a great job.
Yeah.
Honestly, he did a fantastic job.
You have to watch your friend eat a banana like that and then just not.
Let me tell you something. The way I would break character
Oh
immediately.
my god.
Also, really, y'all, we talking about how children love big bananas.
Mm-hmm. Dear Lord.
Really? In 1997?
Right.
That's okay.
Who knows? Who knows what's happening? But we don't get any time to reflect on that because it's time for another bit with Dweezil Zappa. Who
Uh-huh.
like right, this show is just jumping between bits, who has finished sorting all of his pennies by year. Um, and it is still not time for chocolate lasagna. Al asks him if he wants to be a good little pop star and take out his trash, at which point he gets another death glare and accordion ominous music bit. Um, but we don't get any more time to reflect on that because now someone else is at the door, and it's Mrs. Pheasantmeyer, his childhood accordion teacher, who's kind of this um, like middle-aged woman with um, kind of like a suit and like big earrings and chunky earrings and like glasses and like a little suit thing. And she's just
Uh-huh.
here to borrow a galvanized universal socket wrench, which he just happens to
Sure.
have in his pocket. Um,
Sure. And let me ask you, Victor,
uh-huh.
what does that wrench have to do with anything that happens afterwards?
Nothing. This is like what how much did anybody get as a prompt in the show? Like that feels like it was scripted because they had the prop. Um,
Right. Right. So why would you do that? There's no callback.
nope.
Is why why would she you didn't provide a reason why she would need the rent? Maybe that's the comedy cuz you just don't know.
You just don't know.
Okay.
I feel like this is
Uh
the 9-year-old, like, that's so random, which, like, that ages so poorly. Um,
I guess I mean that did make Teen Titans Go very popular. And
mm,
really honestly, everything on Teen Nick from like 2005 to I guess now, honestly.
right, it's that kinda energy, but yeah, I think there's not any sense in it, so it's just there. Um, but we get a reminiscence that starts out kind of heartwarming where, She believed in Al, and she tells us that he was the first student to fill his accordion with Jello, and she'll never forget that
Why?
either. And she
Why?
she
Why?
mugs at the camera, and then,
Why? 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 I'm hurting over here. Why?
you know, I I do feel like an accordion full of Jello is absolutely a Weird Al prop that would appear in something if appropriate.
Sure,
You know.
sure, sure. But we're not at a Weird Al show. We're on the Weird Al show.
Uh huh.
And like just give me a reason. Give me a reason. Just anything. It can be stupid. It can be stupid. I'm so open to whatever at this point.
Oh, like
Just
just
give just
any
do
plot.
something and give me a reason why it's happening.
No.
That's all I want. That's all
It's
I want.
it's just random. But Al takes advantage of this opportunity with a visitor to watch one of Al's home movies. And Al yells at her and bullies her into watching this home movie with him. Um, and then I guess we basically get I think this has very improv vibes where
Wait. I don't know if you mentioned this. The reason why she's even still there is because she said she wanted to see
oh,
Harvey.
you're right. Yes, she wanted to see Harvey the hamster. Yes.
She said she was just passing by and wanted the fucking wrench, and I guess wanted to say hi to Harvey.
Right.
And Al is trying to not let her see Harvey.
Yes, because Harvey is hiding in his house and doesn't want to talk to anybody and is mad at Al and would make Al look bad.
Sure, sure. Um, but yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's forcing this lady to watch home movies.
A home movie, yes. So this home movie it's kind of found footage vibes, and it's like family at
Ah,
the
found
zoo.
footage.
Like, I guess, or like family home video. It's home video vibes.
Victor, it's just called a home video.
Ugh, I did call it. Oh my god. This
Where
is
where
brain
would they have found the
my
footage?
brain
What do
is
you?
just full of poison now. Home videos are found footage. How home videos are found footage. Hot take. Oh my god, what a terrible
I
take.
mean, like they are horrible, but they're not a horror movie. Those are different.
Yeah, that's true. It is just a home video. Oh my god. Are these just different words for the same thing? This is a horrible realization I have in my brain right now.
Oh my
But
goodness.
anyway, oh my god. So in this home video, the family is at the monkey cage, but like it's Dr. Demento there, and there's like a kind of silent bit where he's like feeding the lion in the cage, but then he gets dragged into the lion cage by like very clearly a dude in a lion like paw costume
Yeah,
thing. Um,
yeah.
which is a good bit in the background, not commented on by Al's narration at all. There's a part where like gets on a horse, but then like the horse is just dragging a Weird Al like dummy on its head along the ground, which is very unhinged. Um, we cut to also that summer where Al goes on a picnic with a girl, but it's interrupted by those darn giant radioactive grasshoppers. Um, we also see that summer that Harvey taught him how to get shot out of a cannon. And there's a shot of him like a pair of pants stuck in the ground, and they're trying to like pull quote unquote him out of the ground. And he's like, "Wow, what a wonderful summer!" And there's like Al is just narrating like something calm over this very unhinged video footage.
Like
But
yeah, like this is what I'm saying. Like it shows the difference in no, I won't say that. This is what I was saying in that like Al can clearly improvise.
mm-hmm.
Like that was not scripted. I think he knew like, oh, we're gonna watch a home video, but he
Right.
watched it and he reacted.
Yes. Yes.
Um he didn't do anything crazy,
Yeah.
but like he made decent jokes
He
and
played the bit.
he played the bit. He didn't even have to bite a banana that's unpeeled.
Do you think if I
In my
did
neck of the
that
woods,
oh my
yeah,
god.
I mean, in my neck of the woods, we just call that an uncircumcised penis.
Oh my god.
But
You're a wrapped banana. Oh no. Unwrapped unwrapped banana. Unwrapped? Wrapped? You know.
peeling is part of the fun.
Mm.
But like, yeah, like Al's doing a good job here. It did feel like most of the show unnecessary.
Yes. Nothing about this contributes to the plot overall. Nothing.
No, no, it does not. But they have minutes to fill. So
Yes. Yes, they really do. Yeah. But anyway, this is Mrs. Pheasant Minor at the end. Mrs. Pheasant Meyer at the end of the show has snuck away from the couch with the home movies, and she is at the door and she needs to go home and floss her gerbil, is what I
sure.
heard.
She's
Yes,
trying to get away.
she is.
She's saying whatever she needs to get
Yep,
out of that place. And you
absolutely.
know what? Go ahead, girl.
Right,
I
she needs
understand.
to get out, and that's fine. And at this point, Al is like, "Oh man, like that's wild. What do you think, Harvey?" But Harvey isn't talking to him. Oh darn. Um, but then we cut to this guy in a superhero costume on a motorcycle, just riding through the set, and oh, it's the
Uh-huh.
Hooded Avenger. We get another like
Why not?
commercial break cut where like Al's face is just expanding to fill the screen. It's like a freeze frame, and that's just a commercial break time. So the commercial I got from Pluto TV after this, I thought was a Weird Al commercial, which I was very confused by, but it was actually just an unhinged normal commercial for Little Caesars Dipper Sticks. So like commercials are just real weird now, and I just can't tell what is a fake commercial and real commercial anymore. So
Fair enough.
here's where we
Fair
are.
enough.
Um, but yes, so back to the show. The Hooded Avenger is here to drop off a Chinese food menu that I guess he got because they're neighbors. Um, but Al is sad because Harvey's locked himself in his house. And then the Hooded Avenger is like, "Well, did you do something to upset him?" And I appreciate that everyone is taking Harvey's side in this because I think Harvey's in the right.
Absolutely.
Like multiple people are like, "Well, what did Harvey think? Why? I'm here to see Harvey," which is a great bit. Big fan.
Like, I mean, okay, look. This is very what's the term? Lookist of me.
Uh-huh.
Uh but I think within less than a millisecond, you could look at Al. Now, I want to be clear.
Mhm.
Al in this show. And you can assess pretty easily that that's a man whose default state is wrong.
He's just incorrect about the stuff he's saying. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's usually a safe bet.
Uh-huh.
Again, we're talking about Al in the show.
Mhm.
Outside the show, I'm sure he only lies. Is just completely incorrect. Maybe like 45% of the time.
Yeah. But Show Al
That's a
is
decent average.
yeah. But yes, so the Hooded Avenger is mostly concerned about Harvey, but is willing to kind of help Al through it. And Al is telling him about a fight he had with Mr. Molasses, the slowest superhero ever. And we get a couple of flashback sequences with the Hooded Avenger next to Mr. Molasses, a guy in like what is he dressed in? Like kind of like a brown like paper bag kind of like outfit.
Kinda. I see what they were going for,
Hmm.
and see, I think this really supports our theory of the taxidermy hamster
Oh god.
because clearly they did not have the budget for um a better costume. They had to get creative,
True,
and
true.
creativity is born out of lack of resources.
Yes. Yes. Oh my
And
god.
boy, as hell, did this one lack.
Yes. It's not a great superhero costume, but it's just for this bit. So Mr. Molasses is
Right.
kind of like yeah.
No,
Oh
yeah, I
no.
was just gonna say, yeah. I mean, he only on screen for like 5 seconds.
True. When this scene he's like kind of running, but like in slow motion. It's like very exaggerated, and like the Hooded Avenger is like driving next to him, like, come on, man. But then Mr. Molasses was in a freak road paving accident, and we get like kind of like that Austin Powers scene where he's like, there's a steamroller behind him and he can't outrun the steamroller. But I think this probably predates the Austin Powers bit, if I would guess. I
I
actually don't know.
mean, I
Um,
mean, this came out in '97. When
okay.
did Austin Powers come out?
I don't remember, but I feel like it was maybe a little bit after that or
Okay.
something like that. But like so you see him with the steamroller and Al is like, "Oh no, he Yeah, he moved to Boise, Idaho, and Hooded Avenger is crying on the sofa at his friend who has moved to Boise, Idaho, and has not in fact died. But you know, Boise is what is Boise is Boise so far as to be effectively dead.
Y'all ain't got phones? It's 97. Y'all have phones.
Right, right. But no, he is effectively dead to him at the point of wringing out his handkerchief. And Hooded Avenger assures him that there's nothing like a good friend, Al, which I think the one educational fact they are trying to push in this show so far, which
I don't,
education.
but, but, I don't. Why is Hooded Avenger talking about being a good friend? Okay, let's go back to that first flashback where
Uh-huh.
he's riding his bike alongside Molasses going 2 feet per hour.
Hmm. Is he being a
Why
good
didn't you
friend?
offer him a ride on the bike?
The bike
The
only
fuck?
fits
You
one
let him
person,
walk the entire way. You know he's slow.
right? Like, what did you expect? Oh, God. Unclear.
Y'all couldn't, like, create a fund to get him a car?
Lord.
An electric scooter, at least some. Some.
So unclear. Um, but no, none of that. This is what we have learned from Hooded Adventure, that there's nothing like a good friend. Um, so then, uh, Al is so inspired by this that he does decide to make up with Harvey, and he wants to help Harvey achieve his goals, his stunt hamster goals. So Hooded Avenger leaves, and we cut to another we don't cut in any of this. Like, these are just like, now it's time for this to happen. Where an alarm clock that is strapped to Al's wrist goes off. And Al is not excited about this because it looks like it's time for the giant banana. At which point, a dude dressed in a banana costume doing like an Irish dance kind of like appears from nowhere,
Sure.
starts dancing and knocks over part of the hamster set. And
Uh
Al
huh.
is very upset about this and yells at him to get out. And the guy in the banana costume runs away offset. Um, and also, right, also not quote unquote necessary. It just kind of happens to everybody. Um, but now Al is here at Harvey's house, which is like a little mini house. And we get some heartwarming music and it's time to make up. So Al like opens the door and we get a bunch of shots now from inside the hamster house where like Al's eye is just at the door because it's like so small and then like just his mouth is at the door. Um or like he's like kind of his eyes are looking into like the windows and it's like very very like just a unhinged vibe for this. um but
And he
yes,
just forced his way into this hamster's home.
yes,
The
yes,
hamster didn't want to talk to him. Like,
right,
this is a forced audience. Like, what?
correct, yeah, yep,
You ain't learned shit.
nope, he imposed the apology upon Harvey. um
What is
but
the lesson? What is
yes,
the lesson?
unclear. But Harvey, due to the plot, has been reconciled and he is ready to do his stunt. So you see him doing like chin-ups on like a little hamster-sized bar, and then
Sure.
like and then he's in a hamster wheel, but Al starts like spinning the hamster wheel on the hamster, which I think is the live hamster inside it, like
Right.
way
Yeah, that
faster.
hamster was moving on his own.
Yeah, and
The
then
hamster
like
was moving on his
Al
own.
starts like spinning the wheel like with the live hamster inside it. Unclear what is happening. Um, but then Harvey does the stunt. So he's at the top of a quote unquote top of a building, like which is maybe like 3 or 4 feet tall. Um, and then there's a shot of I think that same taxidermied hamster being thrown down onto the pillow on the ground, and then Harvey has done it, and it's like Harvey the real hamster down at the bottom of the thing. But someone had to throw a taxidermied hamster off of a fake building, and like
Sure.
this is it's showbiz, baby. Oh my
Uh
god.
huh. Sure.
Um,
Sure.
but now we have learned that a true friend is someone who helps you believe in yourself and achieve your goals, which feels like something they had to put in the script because it's just so forced in. Um, but yeah, so though, so the narrative arc of this episode, such as it is, has been resolved or something. Um, but we don't have time
Sure.
for that because we
Sure.
cut to another fake commercial where the husband, like, it's a family at the dinner table and the husband is just coming home from work. Um and the wife asks, "What do you want for dinner?" But the kid chimes in and he wants bananas and he can't have bananas. But then, like, now you can with silly choice dinners, which the product's premise is basically that you can have all sorts of silly combinations of your prepared dinner. So you can have, I wrote some of this down. You can have pork chop and cotton candy. You can have roast beef and bananas and fried chicken and pancakes, which actually
Okay,
sounds
hold
kind
on,
of
hold on,
dope,
hold on,
right?
hold on, hold
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
hold on, hold on. What the fuck is silly about fried chicken and
I feel
pancakes?
like maybe this shows that some people have never thought about this or tried it, right?
Y'all wait? No. Fried chicken and waffles is so common.
Right,
It's so common. That's not a new millennium situation. That
right.
has existed for so long. So and I don't understand. Like, okay, yeah, and usually the waffle in question is like a Belgian waffle, so it's a soft
Ooh,
waffle anyway.
okay.
So why is that? Why is
So
that?
different
Why is
from
that so normal? But doing it with pancakes is silly and weird. What the fuck?
unclear. But maybe it's because the CEO is just a child who wanted to make the dinners he wanted to eat. So he just hasn't tried any of any of this crazy combination with pancakes. The other
Okay,
option.
children being ignorant and stupid does not make an excuse for y'all to make a stupid product.
What do you think of the other pancake option though, the grilled salmon and pancakes? That one, I don't know, like fish is
I'm
not
like,
something you mix into so many things, maybe?
sure. I mean, like, I'm not a seafood person. I don't like seafood. But like, I'm already like, okay, we're already eating fried chicken and waffles. Would it really be weird if it was like fish and waffles?
Mm.
It's like fried fish, a grilled fish.
Ooh,
I don't
actually.
know that because maybe it's just because like I'm like, well, chicken and waffles is so normal.
Mm.
Like meat plus
Like
pancakes does
sweet
not
bread.
sound weird. Like
Mm.
we already eat like ham with it.
Right, right. That's true. There is breakfast
So
meat, yeah, that you eat with,
yeah.
like, pancakes, yeah.
So I don't know. That it seems fine to me. The one that did seem a little odd, I will admit, is the spaghetti and rubber bands meal.
Yes.
And now, if you were to watch this commercial, you might think that the issue is the rubber bands. No, the issue that they don't seem to want to talk about is that those two are paired with candy corn.
Ooh.
And now, I understand. Candy corn is very controversial. Everyone has their own opinions.
Mhm.
And since we live in America, you are allowed to be as wrong as you want to be.
Mhm.
You can be loud and wrong. You can even be elected to the presidential
Mm.
office and be wrong every fucking day.
Mhm.
But let me explain something. It's real simple and easy.
Mhm.
If you are a person who, when given candy corn, puts it in your mouth
Mhm.
and thinks, oh, that's actually pretty good, there is a special ring of hell for you.
I feel like you would not be surprised to hear that I feel like I can eat about maybe 10 to 15 pieces of candy corn before I'm like, "Nope, this is enough." But will I try it every season? Yes. Yes, I will. Strong and wrong. Did this surprise you at this point? Did anything about that surprise you?
Now, listeners, what you just heard from my side is silence. And I think, in fact, I know, our audience is so media literate that they understand what that meant.
Mm,
I know you're smart. Now, I know half of you don't know how to read, but
we do our best.
no, they're not doing their best if they don't know how to read. I'll say that right now. If you don't know how to read and you have the option to learn, I'm not saying that you should feel bad about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that you should feel worse.
Mm,
Learn to read, motherfuckers.
yes, reading is fundamental. Yes. Um,
What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, candy corn.
Candy
You
corn.
nasty.
That's right. Um, I did not actually notice there was candy corn. That's wildly cursed. But I would also like to mention that after they announce every combination, the parents keep like doing a spit take with their drinks. But they keep doing spit takes. So it's grilled salmon and pancakes, and they just spit out their drinks, and like spaghetti and rubber bands, and they spit out their drinks again, which I did not realize was happening until like most of the ways through, but I do appreciate that over exaggeration. It's very weird. But I'm really here for it.
Mm.
Oh my god. So yes, so now we get the last scene of the show, where Dweezil Zappa has painted a picture of Al, which is great, and they're happy with it. And Al finally allows Dweezil to get his chocolate lasagna, but Harvey has eaten the last piece. And Al is like, oh well, we'll just get you some next time. And Dweezil Zappa is very upset and does all this work and gets nothing. Um
Just a
so
wee bit miffed.
yep, so sad ending on the show for Dweezil Zappa, which is wild that he's just there as the intern, but like wild bit.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
so Al educates the kids by telling us to eat our vegetables, brush our teeth 27 times a day,
Uh
don't try
huh.
this at home with any hamsters, and always
Uh
watch out
huh.
for speeding locomotives because you never know at which point he gets sort of run over by an animated train from the side of the frame. And that's the
Was
end.
that animated, or did they record some footage and just layer it on top?
I feel okay. Yeah, I think you're right. It was like the recorded footage kind of layered, some like kind of cinematography or not cinematography, some like yeah editing trick there. Yeah, um,
Yeah, you make it sound like they got Thomas the Train to
it's
run up on him.
it's very MTV like kind of just you just paste this over like the thing kind of vibes. I don't know how any of that works. That's absolutely not how that works, but that's what it looks like now. But yeah, so that is the end of the content of the episode. I guess then we just have like part of the Fat music video
Uh
playing in the
huh.
background while the credits roll under that. We also get like kind of a seizure like strobe flash
Okay,
as part of the
I'm
credits.
so glad you brought this up
What
too.
was that? Yeah.
So that was the no, I forget what they call those, but that seizure-inducing monstrosity
Hmm.
was for Ear Booker Productions, which is Weird Al's production company,
Oh
as far
my
as I understand.
god. Okay, so that's just part of his like the production company's like outro credit thing. Oh my god.
Because I mean, if you're mentally disabled by the flashing lights,
Hmm.
you're probably in the right mental state to enjoy this show.
Yes, yes, a little bit damaged by this show. Yes, all of the psychic damage. Oh my god. But yes, and that is the show for today. um
Well,
which was wild and right as you mentioned, somehow even less structure than the Abbott and Costello show, which is wild. So yeah, very like variety show vibes, very unhinged, no plan. I did not realize that so much of it was improvised, but I absolutely agree with you that it was, which is
yeah.
really adding to the unhinged vibe of the show. um
Uh huh.
so yes, really, I laughed out loud several points during this episode, just at how unhinged this shit was. Um,
I love that for you.
yeah, the production value was high in specific points and not others. I think,
Uh huh.
um, very very wild. But yes. So okay, viewers, at the end of every episode, we have some questions that we like to ask. So my first question for today, for you, Martin, is how much money would it cost you to eat a bite of that beef stew out of that envelope if you knew you were not going to get sick, and it was like maybe hot and fresh? How much would it cost you to take a bite out of loose envelope beef stew?
Hmm, that's a good question. Um, how much does Neptune cost?
Mm.
No, that's not enough. Hold on. Um, oh, okay. Uh, whatever the cost of the concept of mortality is,
Mm.
because I'm not eating male stew.
Not that kind of male stew.
I'm a man of culture. I am a man of standards. And some of those standards include not consuming food that someone didn't have the decency to properly package.
Mm.
Because that seems like I'll just take anything. And, you know, unlike many of the people in downtown San Jose, I am not a pass around party bottom.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
My holes have limited entry.
You are selective about what you put into your body.
I look at my options and I pick them. I don't do eyes closed, doors open shit.
Good. Yes.
So, yeah, let's go with it. What about you?
I feel like I would, if I knew I wouldn't get sick, I would probably do it for maybe like a few thousand, hundred. I feel like I'm a lot easier about this type of
Oh,
stunt,
it's
perhaps.
just a shock. Victor is easy.
So I'm now
Who
thinking of
could have guessed?
so that envelope actually does look a lot like some of the like kind of like prepared curries or like maybe like dal in a bag. It's like camping food where it's like the camping food is like just curry in a bag that you could heat it up, but you like don't technically need to because it's already cooked, and you can just eat
Oh
it
wait,
out
are
of the
you talking
bag.
about like? Are you talking about like MREs?
I think it's not as like intense as an MRE, but it is at least like camping food where it's like this is pre-prepared like I think the ones that I remember buying for like camping trips um were like curries, but yeah, it's kind of MRE vibes at least, but I don't think MRE is like properly. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wouldn't know that shit. The
Okay.
outside is not
For
my
camping.
ministry.
Yeah. Dear Lord. Okay, so my follow-up question to this is maybe this is more of a puzzle for you. If you had to
Oh
eat
Lord.
some type of food that was sent loose through the mail in an envelope to you,
Oh my
what
God.
would you eat?
It's okay, Victor. You can just admit that you want somebody's sloppy seconds sent directly to
Just
your home.
want to eat food out of the mail.
That's a weird fetish, but look, I no, what am I talking about? I kink shame all the fucking time. But I wish you the best. Okay. Let's see. What slop would I take in the mail? I mean, I guess it's cheating, but if like somebody took some Hostess cupcakes still wrapped in the plastic and put
Okay.
them in a bag and sent them to me and they didn't get squished, sure.
Okay.
Because, at least I can trust that it hasn't been opened.
True.
Now, I guess I won't have access to the expiration date. They could be stale.
Okay.
But, I guess. I guess my health insurance is okay enough.
Mhm. See, now I'm just thinking of like there are like do you remember when for a few years like snack boxes were like all the rage where it's like order like snacks from
Yes.
online. Did you ever do that?
Motherfuckers got into loot boxes for real, and that
Yes.
was insane
Yes.
that we said, yes, we will pay way too much every
$30 a
month
month for $10 of snacks.
for you to send me a box of shit
Yep.
that was in overstock that nobody else wanted.
Correct. Yes. Oh
that
God.
was a wild time. And to see
Yes.
how much they made and how many different kinds there were
Mm.
is wild. But the
Mm-hmm.
food stuff, now the food stuff, I could be wrong. I feel like they had more of a handle on that shit because that shit's existed for a while, especially with like the international food boxes and
Yeah,
stuff. And
exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
yeah, they've been using that as a suggestion for a gift for college students for
Mm.
years. Which I'm like, I can understand it, especially if the snacks are like interesting and different. But if you're really giving your nephew a snack box of a couple of Oreos, a bag of Doritos, some M&Ms, and a couple of Jelly Bellies, that just sounds like they in some deep financial shit, and
Mm.
maybe you should just send them some cash,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
at least call and ask if they okay.
Versus the most like unhinged snack box. Oh my God.
Now, if y'all were to send me some, what was that shit? Some German snack shit? Ooh.
Ooh.
Or some Switzerland shit. Girl. The Swiss know how to do
Ooh,
chocolate.
Swiss
They actually have
chocolate.
real shit.
True.
It actually tastes like chocolate. Americans, I am so sorry. I
No.
am so sorry. Especially if you po and you can't travel. You will never understand what chocolate is supposed to actually taste like.
Mm.
They still put shit in our chocolate bars because the they still put the same shit in our chocolate bars that they put in it so that it could survive the war.
Mm.
And apparently people just got so used to that icky fucking taste that they just do it still
This
because, like,
is
well, no, people like it. No, that's all they fucking know because they don't
right.
know any better.
Yep.
These are the same people that don't understand that KFC is actually edible in
Mm.
Japan because they actually make their food delicious. And
Mm.
we just accept what we got.
Yep. Well, speaking of M&Ms, that is my answer for mail food because it can survive the war because it doesn't melt when you send it through the mail.
Wait. So you talking about the M&Ms that just loose in
Loose
like
in
the
an
shipping
envelope.
bag?
Yeah. We go because like the if you're gonna mail loose food around, this is the food that I think would survive the best through a trip through the mail. Although I have
You
not
know
tried to
what?
ship a bunch of
Oh,
food
go
through the mail
ahead.
before, but like I think actually some food made it decently well through the mail. Have you ever had those like marzipan potatoes? Do you know do you know
No,
what these are?
no,
They're like
I don't know what the fuck that
they're
is.
like St. Patrick's Day themed marzipan potatoes made of like coconut and like marzipan cream. I think they're pretty dope. They have a few different brand names.
Okay, so
They're
they ain't potatoes. They ain't
no,
potatoes. Is
they're
what you
they're like
just told me.
cinnamon sugar coconut like treats. Yeah,
Oh,
they just
okay,
look
that
like
sounds
potatoes because it's
good.
a little.
That sounds
The
good.
brown is from cinnamon sugar on the outside. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll have to
Oh,
get some.
oh,
Yes, I wonder
it's not bad.
it's later than St. Patrick's Day by a month, but I wonder if some are maybe still around.
You know what? Sure, but like, no. What I'm saying is, like, you just really gonna eat us M&Ms that just been banging around inside of the.
Like if I had to choose, like this is the food I would choose to eat loose in an envelope mailed to me by an adoring fan as fan mail question mark. Everything about this premise is a terrible idea. And this is what we wanted to educate the youth of today about because in the same spirit of the Weird Al show as an educational program.
You know what? I I guess it's just my sense of self worth holding me back,
Uh-huh.
and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think so too.
I can accept that about myself and about my life.
And I love that for you. And so I think we've really all learned something today. More silence. And I think that on that note, that is our show for today. Thank you very much, viewers, for joining us on this journey. Martin, would you like to talk about where folks can find you?
Sure, why not? Remember, viewers, I don't always have this accent. It only comes out when I'm really perturbed. But if you like to hear me in places where maybe I'm a little less perturbed, you can find me on my website at www.mard as in dog en b as in boy enoit.com. That is www.martinbenoit.com. You can also follow me on the Twitters and the Blue Skies at Martinigma. That is MARD as in dog, ENIGMA. Or if you have some kind of mental issue, you can also find me on what the fuck is that place called? Instagram. Yeah.
Mm,
I do not post on there, but hey, maybe one day.
maybe one day. All right. Well, thank you very much, Martin. Thank you, viewers. And y'all have a good one. And we will catch you next time. Bye.
See y'all.